Hi there. In this video today, we're going to talk about how to become inner boundaries, because if we do not know how to cultivate inner boundaries, then the boundaries we're placing upon others are walls, not boundaries. And basically what we're experiencing, and we might think that this is working, is that people may be listening to the words we're saying and maybe really changing on the surface level. But whatever it is that maybe somebody can be shifting on the surface level will be shifted onto somebody else. So different face, same shit. Okay, so now just a small introduction. My name is Maro and I'm the founder of Awakening Games, and I'm creating amazing content for you and game shops, which are my courses. I'll be posting them under every description box of every YouTube video. If you want something specific, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know. If you like this content and it resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And find me on social media. I love to have, a connection with you all. Okay, so now let's go and talk about inner boundaries. So what is an inner boundary? You see, I love this topic because I don't hear a lot of videos out there talking about an inner boundary and explaining exactly what it is. And so, without cultivating our inner boundary, when we go and reach out to somebody and ask them to actually stop doing something that bothers us, or start giving us something that we're needing and we're missing, they're withholding love, or they're giving pain. Let's say that, because a boundary is both ways, either that bothers me because you don't give me enough love, let's say, or that bothers me because you are hurting me, you're not giving me love. Well, basically, I know this sounds a bit well, I'll just continue and explain a bit later. So let's say someone on my outer world is depriving me of the love I want, and somebody is giving me, is triggering me in a way that hurts me, right? So I want to explain what would happen if I did not have an inner boundary. Well, in the first case, in the first scenario, I would expect for this person to actually change. And if they don't, that's going to make me hurt. So if that person doesn't give me the attention I want and the love I want, I would actually be deprived of that love. And if that person continues to trigger me and to traumatize me, I would continue to get traumatized. So basically, I'm the victim of outer circumstances. Do you see how that works? That's an outer boundary. And now I have two options: either to continue to getting my, feelings hurt, or to cut these people out. And this is a very binary and dogmatic way of being. This is a trauma response, actually, of a boundary. Now, an inner boundary is when I look at these people, my outer world, and I am more interested, instead of making them change, to actually see where it is that I am being the way they are within me. Now look how empowering this is. If my locus of control and focus is the inner world, what I do is, no matter if these people change or not, I'll give me the love I want, and I'll heal through the trigger that this person is mirroring back to me, that these people are actually mirroring back to me. So whether they change or not, I will. Which means that I can share with them my boundary, which is not a wall, you see. Because in the first scenario, they have to change, or I will leave, or I will be abused. You see that? This or that? There's a this or that. There's like a blackmail. That's why it's dogmatic. That's why it's trauma-based. That's why it's called a wall. Now, in the second scenario, which is a boundary, I'm just sharing something with the other person that I'm actually giving to myself. And now I'm inviting them, if they want. Because if they're treating me badly, like the one that's depriving love from me is depriving love from themselves. When I come up, and actually open up and just suggest, or actually share what it is I'm doing with them, I'm actually suggesting to them that they would want that for themselves too. They don't have to necessarily. I don't depend on them changing or not. So therefore, I'm free. I'm not in the victim position as I am in the first scenario, right? I am in the growth, state. So being in the growth state is more suggestive to other people, and people want to actually, be shown the way of love when it's suggested and it's not imposed. Because in the first scenario, I am basically asking for the oxygen mask. So basically, I'm not asking. I am dependent. I am desperate. So this desperation is kind of a, the other person can take it in the wrong way, and it makes sense that they would, because they're responding to our energy. They're not responding to our words, because we are coming from a place that we need to be saved. So we are making them either potential saviors or villains. They have no other choice. We're in the victim position. Whereas in the second scenario, we have actually grown through the drama triangle. We've seen the reflection founded within us. We've seen where this person is showing us how to love ourselves more and grow. So in the example with the person that's depriving us of attention and love, we go and find that place within us and we're like, oh, let me go give me that attention and love. You see? And then if I want this person in my life, after having healed and integrated this part of me, I have compassion for how they were behaving to themselves. Because now I don't take that personally. I don't see that what they were doing was a personal attack or, dislike that they would have towards me. It was more a dislike that they had with themselves that they were projecting onto me. And in the first place, I could have made them wrong. I never grown through this, reflection. But in the second scenario, what I'm doing, because you see, ego separates. So I'm either going to hurt myself or I'm going to have to cut you out. You see, there's no really option of love. Whereas in the second scenario, love actually welcomes everyone if they want to. It's not necessarily that they're going to want to, follow through. Maybe they're going to, that was, our relationship had to end there anyway. You know what I mean? But it's not a this or that universe. It's not a this versus that. It's this and that. There's more openness in the second scenario. And for the person that's triggering us and, hurting us, well, I would ask myself, where am I hurting me inside of me? Where am I shaming myself? Where am I judging myself? And I would go find that place within me. Go love that inner critic, the inner, judge that's trying to protect me from pain. And the more I want to see myself, I can find that inner critic. The less I want to, I project this on the outer world, on somebody else that's actually doing the same thing to themselves. And so once I integrate that part of myself and love that part of myself, I can also share it with them, become vulnerable. You see, boundaries that are love-based are more of vulnerability and a sharing than anything else. So I'm not saying that we don't get mad and there's like the sacred rage and anger that's actually healing. There's not only one anger. There's like the one anger that's the puking, the projected one, and there's the other anger that's just I feel anger. It's healthy to feel all our emotions. Don't need to hide them. In the spiritual community, there's a lot of, everything's love. And there's a lot of bypassing, emotional bypassing, and I think we need to change this. So anyway, in a scenario that, somebody is triggering us and, being harsh with us, we would want to tell them, well, look, what you're doing to me right now, what you're telling me is, it bothers me because I'm doing it to myself. Do you see that? Or in the other case, what I'm asking of you is very needy and desperate because I am depriving that from myself and I want to figure it out. That's sharing. I would love for it to be different with me. So, I could actually share with these people that, it's bothering me because I'm doing it. That's very empathic, actually. And once I find those places within me, I start healing, those people have no option but to either become the version that I am with myself, or if they don't, they're not repeating their pattern with me, or they could actually move on to another relationship. There's a lot of options, but you see, I'm not making the decision from pain. This is happening from space, from love, for them to be free to do what they want, while also allowing for ourselves to be free. Nobody needs to be captive of any programming and trauma bonding. So the more we make others a mirror to look within ourselves, the easier it becomes to put loving boundaries and actually include other people, show them through our boundaries that we are, we are loving and valuing our relationship, instead of, making it a kind of a threat or blackmail where nobody's needs are fulfilled. So this is it about boundaries, actually cultivating inner boundaries, becoming the boundary we're looking for, boundaries based on love. If you want any more information, please don't hesitate to let me know. See you on the next video.